What's good in the hood? This is Mike, the philosopher, along with Sean B. We may have some others joining us here very soon, but I have a question. Today's question is, do African Americans consider themselves Africans? And do Africans acknowledge African Americans as Africans? I get mixed reviews on this all the time, from both sides, from Africans that I know and from African Americans that I know. I'm gonna reserve my opinion about this whole thing, but I do want to ask Sean B. A simple question. Simple question is this: are you an African?
Well, by default, or by way of definition, I should say,
Just period.
I am an American. By way of definition.
Now, is an American a race?
It's a nationality.
Okay. So what is the race?
My race is what they would consider the color black, just like on any job application.
Color. Black is a color. American is a nationality. What is your race?
Well, in my honest belief, I am Hebrew.
Okay, Hebrew is a religion. What is your
Hebrew
race?
is not a religion. Hebrew is actually a bloodline. Have you ever heard the term
Hebrew?
Man, they working like some Hebrew slaves. You ever heard something like that?
Yeah, but Hebrew is not a race.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that the quote unquote Vikings, because we know they existed, right? With the helmets and the horns on it.
Yeah.
And they used to ride in boats and kind of be like pirates, sort of say. Do you think that bloodline of people still exists? I mean, they may not act like pirates once did, but do you think that bloodline still exists in the earth today?
But Vikings is not a race.
No, wait a minute. Because if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but Vikings and Nordic would be the correct term for it. If I'm not mistaken, there is a correct term for it, is my point, because the bloodline does still exist in today's time. I know because I've met people who say, hey, this is my family history. So when you say you heard things like, hold on, let me bring it around town. When you ask me, or when I asked you, you said you have heard working like a Hebrew slave. My next question would have been, do you believe that bloodline still exists? Because the term comes from somewhere.
It's religious. Okay, it's not.
So the Vikings are not religious, but the Hebrews are.
No, the Vikings is not. The Hebrews are, but you're getting away from the question. You're getting away from the question, man. You're dancing. The question is,
I'm answering the question.
No, but here's the thing, and I'm gonna ask Ski this question too. So pay attention, Ski. Okay, American is not a race. Black is not a race. It's a color.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, what race are you?
I'm Hebrew.
That is a religion. That is not a race.
That's not my religion. That is my race.
Okay, let me see if
what runs through my veins. Okay, just like if someone said I am Irish, I would say, hey, I'm Hebrew.
Okay. Let me see if Ski can help you out. Ski, what race are you? What where does your bloodline run to?
Yeah, I'm not.
Are you African?
I'm not an African.
African.
No, I'm not an American.
I'm not Kemetic.
American. No, I'm not
Kemetic.
I'm not an African American. I'm not African. I'm not the countries that these people place, these heathens, you know, told me who I was. I'm not that. Let's read now. Scriptures will tell you exactly who we are. From the tribe of Judah. Yeah.
Outside of the scriptures, Google will tell you who we are.
They
will tell you. Google will tell you that the Hebrews dwelled in Jerusalem from I think about 1000 AD to about BC, and that's where they quote unquote says the story stops. But like you said, you heard the term "working me like a Hebrew slave." So going back to it, if you believe that the Viking bloodline exists, we have to stop calling what I am a religion. Because what I believe in, my religion, religio to withhold, which I don't withhold nothing, right? What I believe in is the Most High God. So if we want to talk about what I practice in my faith, that's a different story. But what I believe runs through my veins.
This ain't about nothing about the Most High. This ain't nothing about your country.
Exactly.
This ain't
you said,
nothing
what
about none of that.
Yeah, you said, what am I? So if I'm not black, and I'm not, because I'm not two countries, I ain't never been to Africa.
Okay.
By definition, I'm American. I was born here, raised here.
Got you.
But if we want to talk about what runs through my veins, like a German or an Irish or a Dutch or a French or a Spaniard or a Viking, like I said, or a Nordic person, right? I've met these people in my lifetime. Guess what I am, y'all? Because we exist too. Just like, hey, guess what? The Tasmanian people, they say is wiped out, but I guarantee you it's still that bloodline that still remain. They don't even know that they still got that Tasmanian bloodline in them.
We got a black male in the house. And I'm Black, you on mute. You can unmute yourself. Let me ask you a question, man. What race are you? And you still on mute. So let me see if I can go to Ski. I don't think Ski got done finishing asking it. What race are you, man?
I just told you.
Say I'm not nothing.
It's called me,
But you didn't say what you were, though.
What are you?
I told you. Just let's read, and it'll tell you exactly who I am. I'm from the tribe of Judah.
You're from the tribe of Judah. Okay, that has religious undertones on it.
Religious? Nobody ain't religious.
No, the tribe of Judah. That's not religious.
Hold up. We know about the Cherokee Indians, right? We know about Potawatomi. We know about the Ho-Chunk tribes. So if we gotta believe in tribes,
the tribes is not a race. Tribe is a tribe.
The bloodline still exists, is what I'm saying.
And this is the thing.
They may got casinos right now and participate differently than what they used to at one point.
You're missing a point. You're missing a point, Sean.
Hold on 1 second. Your boy was telling it before he got smacked up and wild out. He was happy. Then he came out with the truth.
Nick Cannon.
People was, when the first episode of BLM, you know what I'm saying? Or BMR.
Yeah. But yeah, I know that he kind of got in trouble for saying something, but he was saying stuff about Jewish people, and that's what got him in trouble.
Oh,
that ain't what I'm talking about. Y'all.
So what race is Jewish
question,
people?
Y'all.
Hold up. What race is Jewish people, Pop? Jewish.
Get it? Well, they are Caucasian.
Oh snap!
Okay.
Like the Khazarians, like
Ashkenazis.
Caucasus.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but their bloodline still exists. If we can go back to the conversion of the Khazars back in 70 AD and say that they bloodline still exists in 2022. Come on, man. What I'm saying is not religious. I'm telling you about real deal bloodlines here.
Okay,
people.
Let me give y'all a hint. Let me give y'all a hint here, okay? And this is a very big hint. And everybody listen up real close. There's only 3 races.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Period. Stop. End of sentence. There's only 3 races.
And what's that?
Caucasoid, Mongoloid, and Negroid.
Sound like ham, sham, and Japheth to me.
The point is, there's only 3 races. I don't want to hear nothing about no tribe of Judah, no Ashkenazi, no Cherokee, Blackfoot, no none of that. All of that is, different areas of the same race. That's all that is. It's different tribes of the same race. You could be different tribes and all belong to the one racial family.
Okay.
So can we all agree to that?
Let me ask you a question before we
agree
to that.
Hold on. You still haven't answered.
In the previous video, you said out your mouth
listen,
that Africans
man.
are not.
Hold on. I gotta mute you, man, because you're not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we're all part of.
Yes, you talking.
Yeah, this is me talking. What I'm saying is there's only 3 races. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. Which one do you belong to? Do you belong to? You can unmute yourself, Sean. Do you belong to the Caucasoid? Do you belong to the Mongoloid, or do you belong to the Negroid? Because those are the only 3 choices you got.
No, you don't. Who
told you do. Yeah, you do. Because if you try to,
where did you get that from?
Because I'm not going by no tribes.
That is all. Get that from? Caucasoid, Mongoloid, Negroid. Where you get that from? There's no such thing as a Negroid.
What do you mean there ain't no such thing as a Negroid? Of course there is.
I just told you who the so-called Negroes are.
I'm not talking, but I'm not talking about no tribalistic. I'm not talking about no tribalistic stuff, or no religious stuff that y'all. Why can't y'all answer the questions, man?
So is the Haitians and the Jamaicans the same people, Pop?
They're of the same race. They're of the same race. Yes.
So in the last video, you said
everything else is tribal. Everything else is tribal. In the
last video, you said that there's a difference between African nations. Am I correct? You said it's a difference in the African people.
I didn't say they were the different races. I said, yeah, there are different. So there are different tribes, yeah, that do different things. That don't mean they're different. I never said there were different races.
So you respect their tribes, and you saying you of Africa, but you don't respect the tribe that we telling you we come from.
That's not the question. I didn't ask you what tribe you belong to. As a matter of fact, if you want to be honest, I can't stand tribes because all it does is create division in between people. All it is. That's all it is. It does. Once you claim a certain tribe, you become what? Tribalistic.
Fear. It's only 12 tribes, and them the true tribes of the earth. Everybody else is heathen.
I don't care about the tribes, is what I'm saying. The question is not about what tribe you come from. The question is, what race are you?
I'm Hebrew. I'm Hebrew.
That is not a race. You only have 3 to choose from. Which one of those 3 are you going to claim?
It's 12 tribes. It's 12 tribes from the true people of the earth.
Listen, man. I'm not asking you about a tribe, Ski.
No.
I don't know how to make it any simpler. Look, it's about 3 different races. It ain't got nothing. The question is not what tribe you belong to. The question is, what race are you?
Shemitic people are. Then you got them Hamitic people, and then you got Japhites. Them the three right there. Okay. You talk about Negroids and Caucasoids, heathen. That's heathen.
That ain't nothing heathen. Look, as a matter of fact, you can even look at skeletal remains. Like you can look at skeletal remains and things like that, and hair textures and things like that, and and determine what type of race they belong to. Mongoloid, who has the straightest hair. which is everything from, East Asians to Native Americans. They're all Mongoloids.
You've been watching the Discovery Channel too much. That's all false, okay? I just told you what it is,
That's not false, man. You can pick out Caucasoid. They have a different skull fracture.
The heathen lines on
listen.
the Panther director. You know what I'm saying? When they smacked him up. Listen to what Nick Cannon was saying, and when he was on Professor Griffin, and what Professor Griffin was saying when he was with PE. Dig that.
Okay, well listen to this. Okay, right now, and it's hold on, Ski. In this country right now, you are considered an African American. Okay. Now you tell me, what is the first word in that title? African. Right? You know why? Because your roots are from Africa. That's why. As a matter of fact, if you did a DNA test, you'll probably find out where your lineage comes from in Africa.
Okay, check this one out. All the world leaders, and African leaders or whatever you want to call them, Negro leaders, they all said or told you who the true Negroes were.
I don't care nothing about no tribalism, man. I don't care nothing about no tribal. Who the true Negro? Look. We're all.
I don't think I started in Africa.
We're all one. I think
my people started in Jerusalem and Israel.
Most High's people we are. He told you all the world.
I think it's
y'all are practicing tribalism, man, and it's sad. It's sad because you should be,
The thing about it is they don't want me to practice tribalism. Okay, they don't want us to know this. They don't want us to know who we really are.
Let's talk about that. Do Africans accept African Americans as being Africans?
African American.
I mean, but they know a difference too.
Do they accept
difference.
Jamaicans as being Africans? Do they accept Haitians as being African?
They accept them for what their culture is. They're like, oh, you Haitian? Okay, I'm African. Just like when you go to Africa, they don't even say I'm African. They say I'm I'm Ugandan, I'm this, I'm that. What is this Africa place you speaking of?
They know what Africa is.
Yeah, but they also claiming their nationality. They saying from where they at.
That is true. And
they know exactly
and let me
what's
say
going
this.
on.
Africans are not exempt from being tribalistic themselves. As a matter of fact, they're probably even just as much tribalistic as African Americans and other Africans around the world are, because that is what they're taught, and that actually makes it easy to what? Divide and conquer.
So okay, Seer. So
but they go ahead.
So the Caucasoid must be the superior race then.
Oh, whoa. Who told you that? Who told you that? I ain't said nothing about no superior race being them.
But it's
no,
one.
and no, they're not.
No, we are not superior race. Yeah.
They control money right now, but that don't make them superior, because genetically they're inferior. But physically they're inferior.
They practice tribalism.
They practice tribalism, yes.
They control medicine. They control
monetary things because they did that with their military. But this ain't even about them, man. This ain't even about them. I want us to focus on us.
You're not accepting my answers though.
Exactly. Because
I could paint you the
keep going
where
tribal.
my people come from.
Keep going tribal.
See, dig it. They say written history come from 3500 BC, right? With the ancient Egyptians, right? Guess what? That same written history, my people got it too. And I just so happen to trace it. I know where my people come from. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and if we've been told that we African, that's all right. That's fine and dandy that some of us believe it. But to be honest with you, based out of your own mouth, like you said, due to DNA, our people don't come from there. Our people come from somewhere else.
What are you talking about, Sean?
What's that?
Let me tell you what came out my mouth.
Tribe.
What came out my mouth is we are connected to Yoruba.
And our
the
people
Yoruba,
migrated where?
The Yoruba tribe, which is
our people migrated where?
Egypt,
to North Africa.
Yes, to North Africa, to Egypt. But again,
guess where they was at before that? Guess where they was at before they migrated to North Africa? And before them Greeks came down there, and them Spaniards came down there, and them French and them Romans
in the Ugandan area. They came from the Uganda, from the bottom of the Nile. They walked, made their way all the way up the Nile to Egypt. They created
Ugandan
Egypt.
area.
Yes, they created Egypt or Uganda, Kenya.
It was way further north than that, Pop.
No, it wasn't. As a matter of fact, I've been to Uganda. I've seen the history. Okay, they explained it all to me when I was in Uganda. How they migrated north into Egypt. Okay, so I got it from the horse's mouth. But what I'm saying is, all of that being said, that's still a tribe. I'm not talking about the tribe of Nigeria, the tribe of Yoruba, the tribe of Igbo, I'm Fulani. I'm not talking about none of these broken up tribes that make it easy for us to be divided.
So what about the Irish and the German and the Dutch?
I can't stand tribes. We all need to come together as one. I'm talking about Jamaicans. I'm talking about Haitians. I'm talking about African Americans. I'm talking about
where did they come from?
Like Russian and Ukraine, right?
Hold on. Where did these people come from?
Africa.
I'm
get it now?
Oh, now you talking about
from the Negroid race.
Everybody got a father. Everybody has a father. You talk about a country again, Africa. Everybody got a father. Who is a father?
Who is their father?
Stop it,
dude. Why you keep trying to go religious? Are you going religious?
Talking about the bloodline, where we come from. The
bloodline comes from Africa. Yes.
So
that makes you African, Ski. And Sean.
About history though. Yeah, Africa. Okay. That's the country. That's what they named it.
So would you acknowledge that you're an African?
The heathens named it that. Africa.
Oh. So will you acknowledge that you're an African?
I just know when what's that Hebrew name, or he went in there, Hannibal, he went through there. Then Africanus was that heathen, that took over. He stopped.
I'm not talking about.
We can agree that after war, the people go by a different name, and land's name changed too, right?
Listen, y'all skipping topics.
After war,
we ain't talking about what it's named. Who cares what it's named right now?
Because the people is named something
all
different.
We need to understand is the region that we're referring to. I don't care if it's Ethiopia. The whole continent is named Ethiopia. It once was, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, okay.
But for all intents and purposes, y'all know what I'm talking about. We ain't going into the history of who named it. Africanus. As a matter of fact, Africanus named himself after the land. It wasn't the land being named after him. People got that mixed up. He named himself after the land he considered to have conquered. Yeah, he said, I conquered Africa, therefore I'm going to name myself Africanus. But he did not go into there, named Africanus, and then named the land. That's where people got it all messed up. So
it's like Columbus and Amerigo Vespucci, right? Like they went somewhere and they adopted the names.
Let's get rid of that whole narrative.
Come on, man.
Let's get rid of that whole narrative, because
that's what they're telling y'all now.
It's wrong. It ain't even about that. But what I need y'all to understand is that y'all come from the Negroid race, and that originated in Africa, which makes all you cats Africans.
That sounds like something Tyson DeGrasse would say.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, is that who you talking about?
Whoever do that space and time, dude.
Why did it sound like something he would say? I mean, this ain't got really nothing to do with science per se.
It don't make sense. Negroid race. Stop it.
What? That don't exist?
Like I said, you come for somebody, they come for somebody, they come for somebody, they come for somebody. That exists, you know, and the histories exist because it was written, you know.
Yeah, it was written, and it was written in order to divide y'all with all these different tribes. That's what y'all keep hugging on to. I even see Africans do this, so it ain't really surprising. But y'all love y'all little tribes, y'all little small little community tribes, and then everybody try to play themselves superior because they're in the tribe of Zulu. Oh, so I had this one chick one time online say she's from the tribe of Zulu, so she way better than me. I said, you got things way messed up. Just because you from Zulu don't make you no better than me. Are you serious? And all that does is create division. Even Africans all together are tribalistic against African Americans, and some African Americans are tribalistic against Africans. I mean, it is ridiculous. You don't see other nations like this acting in these types of ways. For the most part, I mean, some of them do. I mean, after all, Russia is in war with Ukraine. But there is some tribalism going on. But what I'm saying is that does us no service to hug on to both our tribes and our religions in the way that we do. It just makes zero sense to me. What do you guys say about this, Black? Are you an African?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, why are you not an African?
Because I am not of that seed. I'm not from the seed of Ham.
Again, with the religion.
No.
This is what I'm talking about.
Hold on.
Stop.
Nothing I said.
This is again with the religion. Get
That's
Ham
science.
out of your. No, this ain't science. That ain't science. That's a story written in the book.
We're talking genetics here.
Design.
Ham was a man who had kids. His DNA was passed down through his lineage, through his loins. You asked me a question.
Go ahead.
Let me answer.
Go ahead, man.
So Ham was a man, right? And he had kids, and all his lineage that came from his loins carried his marker, right? Those people that used to go by Ham now refer to themselves as African. Just because you're on the continent, no. You adding something that ain't there. That's you
only know about Ham because of religion.
But for who want to listen and understand,
you only know about Ham due to religion. You don't know him through history
ain't letting
books.
You gonna let me get my point across, or you gonna tell me what I think?
Well, I'm just telling you what it is. But go ahead.
You telling me what I think, then. So you going to speak for me.
All right, I tell you what, I speak for you. Ham, first of all, is about religion. That's the only way you know about Ham. It has nothing to do with historic. It has nothing to do with genetic. Okay? When you're talking about, even if you're talking about Ham, you're talking about an African. And even if you're talking about Shem, you're talking about an African. They both freaking Africans. Okay? And that's my whole point. It don't matter if you talk Ham or Shem. It don't freaking matter. They both African.
It matter when Nick Cannon said it.
And that means they're both of one, the same race. And the question was, what race are you? It ain't what religion are you. It ain't what culture or genetic or African or American. No, because all that does is create division in the first place. And this is what I'm saying. I don't like the whole tribalism crap. All we need to do is boil down to the genetics. And that means all us being of the Negroid race and of one. That's it. That's it. Forget Ham, forget Sham, forget all this other stuff, because they both got the same bloodline, believe it or not.
All right. So let me speak to whoever cares to listen. My perspective is this: Ham was a living, breathing man. He had children. His children had children, and it carried on until it created a continent, body of people that we refer to as Africans. All right. Our people, I believe, our people came from Ham's brother, Shem. Shem was a real living, breathing man as well. He had children, and his children had children, and so on and so forth. Those people carry different markers, different bloodlines. They're a totally different breed than the Hamites that you would refer to if you look them up. We come from Shem, the brother of Ham. They look very close and similar in resemblance. The brother.
The brother?
The brother, yes.
That mean they share a bloodline?
That means they're brothers, but they don't share.
That mean they share bloodline?
They do not. They don't carry the same lineage.
That's ridiculous.
They don't carry the same lineage. This is something that is going to go over your head. But I'm going to tell you this.
Brothers that are not related.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Ham,
that would go over my head.
Shem, and have you ever seen, well, I ain't going to, that's more science stuff, but we ain't talking science. This is what I'm going to say. Ham had children, and he created, because this is the progenitor of this bloodline. That means the beginning, right? Because everybody had a genesis. Every single one of us had a genesis. And every one of us ain't the same. If we got Caucasians here, they came from somewhere. So there had to be a progenitor even of the Caucasian race. Now they came from us. Am I lying? Nah, you know I ain't. So you know dang well, scientifically, they ain't black today, but they came from us. So evidently there was a split somewhere. So I'm letting you know what the split was, even with the same complected people. We are not the same just because we share the same complexion. So the issue is this. There's genetic science, and I thought you was up on this science stuff. I'm seeing that you're slipping and you're pimping. You need to get up on it. Ham was one thing. Shem was another thing. Japheth was an even yet other thing. He ain't us either. Now, we all look the same in the beginning, right? But in the mixing of bloods and this, that, and the third, you got different complected people. You don't know who's who right now. But for the most part, Black people and Africans do share very strong similarities, but their bloodline, and more importantly, spiritually, their spirit ain't the same. Their lineage ain't the same. Their prophecies ain't the same. Their traits ain't the same. Their characteristics ain't the same. They don't walk the same. They don't talk the same. They don't act the same. Who is the number one basketball player? Who the number one rappers? Who the number one singers? Who got the style? Who got the swag? That's us. That's Shem. That ain't Ham. You ain't seeing a whole bunch of Africans carrying on a whole nation and influencing the world like Shem do. Shem influences the world. Shem is the one who was given the prophecy. Shem is the one who carries that blessing. Ham was cursed. He's the one who drinks piss from a mule. That's Ham. That ain't us at all. And if you think that's us, you need to open up more books, my nigga.
Just stop reading popular science.
Hey, you should open up some popular science. Because obviously y'all don't understand genetics. Okay, and if he is a brother, that means we're related.
So Caucasians are related to us?
Caucasians are related to us because yes, you're right. We did create Caucasians. However, there was a genetic mix.
So however,
once they
we talking however.
Hold on, let me finish. Once they procreated with Neanderthals, there was a split. Okay?
You said procreated with Neanderthals?
Yes, African
Neanderthals?
Listen, Africans procreated with Neanderthals. We got it on with Neanderthals. Once that happened, there was a genetic split and to create a different race. I'm not saying a different humanoid. They're the same humanoid as us, but because believe it or not, a lot of Caucasians believe them and blacks are a different species. I think that's ridiculous.
They were taught that they were better, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they were taught that they were better,
species.
but they think they're a different species because they have Neanderthal in them, so they think they're a different species.
They don't even consider us human over here. And the odd irony of it
we're more human.
The fact that
I know, but they're a hybrid.
Listen, they don't have a hue. There's no hue to them. They're void of a hue. A hue is a complexion, a color. They don't have a hue. They're not human. You have to have a hue in order to be human.
They are human. Well,
if anything,
I get what you're saying.
Red.
They're human.
They've been it's a misnomer that they're white.
If you can procreate with something, you're related. You're the same species. And this is what I had to explain to a Caucasian cousin of mine on the internet. He said we're not the same species. I said, listen, if you can procreate with it, you are the same species. You can be considered the same species. You said
your Caucasian cousin told you wasn't even the same species as him?
A Caucasian cousin, yeah. I call him the Caucasian cousin. Not literally, obviously, but I mean figuratively, yeah.
I don't understand that. What do you mean figuratively?
I mean, not literally, like he's not my literal cousin, okay? I mean figuratively. My Caucasian cousin or friend, you could say. But what I'm saying is this. Like, okay, I always looked at black people like this. We're and I'm gonna say black people as in Africans also. Probably even more so Africans. African people are the wolves. Okay, we are the wolves of the animal kingdom of the species, I should say.
Ooh, you with your philosophy.
Hold on, listen. Man. Now listen.
Not based in fact.
Hold on.
Man.
Let me. Yes, it is. It is. We are the wolves of humanity, and from wolves come what? All kind of breeds of dogs, right? All kind of. Now they will claim the poodle is different than the wolf, but at the end of the day, you can't get a poodle without a wolf. You can't get a Rottweiler without a wolf. The wolf is where the chain starts, and everything else will consider different species, which is not. They're all dogs. They're just different breeds.
So I understand your point.
Some of them have white coats. Some of them have black coats. Some of them have whatever brown coats. It doesn't matter. Right. But everybody come from the wolf.
I understand your point. Every dog comes from the wolf. I understand that.
Exactly.
What my point is that everyone has their beginning. What I'm trying to get you to understand, or whoever cares, not even just necessarily you. Ham had a beginning, right? At the same time Ham had a beginning, Shem had a beginning. Shem, and this is unpopular information, you have to actually do some reading and research to understand this, what I'm saying, or overstand it. Shem was black as well, or what you can call black today. He was a Negro, so-called Negro, right? He wasn't African. There was no such thing as African in the beginning. And this is another thing. You sound like you're lacking the proper
from
information.
Africa, black.
Listen, it was not
makes
Africa.
Them Africans. I'm not talking about the name. I'm talking about the region. Okay, don't get caught up in
the
semantics.
Region. Even today, the region has hundreds of different dialects and
I ain't
1,000
talking
different
about
languages.
tribes.
and
I'm talking
hundreds of
about
different-
races. Again,
Hear what I'm saying?
You
Hear what
saying
I'm
you
saying?
saying different dialogues, different tribes. Who cares about that?
Because
it's only
what
three.
I'm trying to get you
It's
to
only
see.
three
Listen
races.
to what I'm saying.
The question
Listen.
was about races. So
Right.
so
Listen
you
to what I'm
understand.
saying. Different
Before-
languages come with different races, don't
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there are only three races, Black.
And he gave them to you. He gave
Yes, Caucasoid,
He ain't trying to
Mongoloid,
listen,
and
man.
Negroid.
He
Those
just
are
want to
the
hear what he
only
want to hear.
three. Those are the only
Exactly.
three races.
It's not
Which one of
popular to
those
hear
do
the
you
truth.
belong to?
It's
Come
not
on. Okay,
popular to
I
hear
don't care
the
if it's
truth
popular. It's
and
the
accept
truth.
it. It's not popular. I'm
Who
telling
cares
you
if
what
it's
it is,
popular?
I'm telling you. Genetically, yes, we had one origin. That origin, that predecessor to all of these so-called different races was us, our ancestor. But we had a brother that became
man.
what we know as African.
Okay,
That ain't us.
Well, we ran out of time. Thanks for joining us on this one. Make your
We're
comments
Shem.
in the bottom.
Shemites, Semitic.
Hit the like, share, and subscribe.
That's what Nick
Sister
Cannon and Whoopi
BMR
kept getting in
covered
trouble.
it. Come on, man.
Because they was telling
I'm
the
trying
truth.
to close out the show. Now it's official.
Close it out. Shut
All
it
right,
down.
shut the hell up then.
Shut it
Join
down.
us on the next one. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
So whack ass information.
Yo,
Listen.
black ass, tribal ass.